What should I do?
What's the matter?
It's almost Nagisa's birthday, right? I was thinking about buying her a toy this year, but I still don't know what she might like.
Yeah, that might be nice, but I think I'd prefer something designer.
Designer? But she's only 2 years old. I don't think it matters to her where the toy comes from, as long as she has fun with it.
What are you talking about? I'm talking about the present for me, silly. You can get Nagisa whenever you think is best, but I want something special for my present.
Your present? But your birthday's 6 months away. Can't you wait your turn?
What? But I want it now. What's the difference? You're going to buy it for me for my birthday anyway. Why does it matter if I get it now? Look at this new dress. It's so cute, right? It suits me, don't you think?
Doesn't it look like the dress I bought for you a few weeks ago?
What? No way, it's completely different.
It looks exactly the same to me.
Come on, please, Akito. I really want this dress. Buy it, buy it, buy it. Pretty please.
Yeah, alright. I'll buy it along with Nagisa's birthday present. Just wait a few more days.
Yay!
My name is Akito Tsukishima. I'm just a normal guy working as an office worker in a company. But lately, I've been bothered by how much money my wife, Misaki, likes to spend on shopping. I myself don't spend that much money on my own hobbies and stuff, because I want to save as much money for my family's future as possible. But since I spend a lot of that money on my wife and daughter, it's possible that Misaki thinks that I actually earn a lot of money and believes that I can afford all these expenses. I don't really mind spending money on the both of them because they're so important to me, but I just wish that she would think more about how to decrease our expenses rather than spend all the money we have without any forethought, especially if she's going to continue being a housewife. Well, I guess it's my own fault for being so weak when it comes to the woman I love with all my heart. I'm just happy to see her look so excited when she finds something she wants, and the look on her face when I tell her that I'll buy it for her. A few months later, we had celebrated Nagisa's birthday and had returned to our normal daily lives. But things weren't going so well for me at work. I was told that finances were unstable and that we were on track to going bankrupt if we didn't increase our figures. I had no choice but to stay behind and work overtime more frequently.
Work seems really busy lately. Did something happen?
Well, the truth is, the department I'm working in, our numbers have dropped over the past year or so. We're working hard to get things back on track, but my manager told me that it's likely that we're going to go under pretty soon. It's possible that we might not bounce back from this issue.
What? You're kidding, right?
We don't know what might happen from now on, so we're just going to do our best to cling on and do what we can until the very end.
What are you going to do if nothing works?
I'll have to start thinking about finding a job elsewhere.
What? Then that means that we won't be able to afford the luxuries we have right now? We'll have to start cutting back? No way, I can't take that.
It's not set in stone, Misaki. We'll just have to wait and see.
I won't forgive you if you have to work at a job that pays less than this current job, Akito. Make sure you find a better paying position.
If you want us to have more money to spare, then why don't you think about finding a part-time job?
Excuse me? You're trying to make me work? Of course I'm not going to go out and find a job. No, I don't want to. I hate that idea even more. I thought we already agreed when we got married that I could quit and be a housewife. You're the one that said you were okay with it. Don't go back on your word.
I only said that because you threw a temper tantrum when I asked if you could work. You insisted that you wanted to be a full-time housewife, and you wouldn't listen to anything I said, so I gave in. Nagisa's already 2, and it would help me out a lot if you could work 1 or 2 days a week.
It's the man's job to work and bring money into the house. I'm a woman, so I should be at home and take care of the household. If I weren't here, then who else would do all the chores and take care of Nagisa? You have to do everything, all on your own.
Well, yeah, I know that, but...
Then do your job and earn as much money as possible. I'm not forgiving you if your salary is 1 cent lower than what you're getting now.
If you want to spend that much money, then why can't you cooperate a little more, or at least spend less? But it's true that she's doing all the cleaning and taking care of Nagisa full-time. She's the one who makes all the dinners too. I can't really complain. I get time off of work, but raising a kid who needs 24-hour supervision is pretty tough. I began broadening my horizons to think about finding a new job while I worked my ass off at the office. But even without looking through job search websites, I could tell that there weren't any other possible workplaces that were at the same level as the position I was at now. I probably should have gotten more diplomas when I was younger, but it's too late to start thinking about something like that now. There's nothing I can do about that. I've just got to work with what I've got. I visited job centers on my day off to get advice, and looked at recruitment websites during my lunch breaks. I was spending a lot of my free time focused on finding my next job. Meanwhile, whenever I looked over at her, I would catch Misaki staring at her smartphone, and she started going out a lot more often too. She seemed different to how she usually was, but when I spoke to her,
I was thinking that I should probably do something too, you know. You've been really busy these past few months, so I thought that I should help.
she mentioned something about helping me, so I assumed that she had reconsidered my suggestion for her to work and was spending her own free time looking for a part-time job. Of course, I knew that it would be a burden for her, but I hoped that from now on, we could rely on each other as we moved towards our future. And then, 2 months after I had started to feel that there was some hope for us, my company had gone bankrupt and I was out of a job. It looks like all of my colleagues are having trouble finding new jobs too. It might take a while before I can get back to work myself. I still hadn't managed to find another job, and I was worried about what we would do about money from now on. I thought about what choices I had on my way home, and ended up arriving without any ideas. But when I got inside the house, that was the least of my worries. I could hear Nagisa crying from where I was at the front door. Hey, what's the matter? She hasn't had a tantrum like this in a long time. Is she sick? What's Misaki doing? I followed the sound of Nagisa's voice to find her in the living room all on her own. She was sat on the couch, crying her eyes out, but Misaki was nowhere to be seen. Hey honey, what's the matter? Did something sad happen? Tell Daddy what's wrong.
Mommy! Where's Mommy? She's not here!
Mommy's not here? Are you sure about that? I bet she's just...
Mommy?
I sat down next to Nagisa and held her in my arms. My eyes searched around the room for a hint when I noticed that there were some divorce papers left on the table with a note. I don't want to stay with someone that isn't rich. I'm leaving. Goodbye. She had left a note to announce the end of our marriage, and that was it. No way. I can't believe it. I knew that she had been acting weird these past few weeks, and this was probably why. She wasn't looking for a part-time job. She was looking for a chance to escape. We had never been rich in the first place, so I didn't understand why she had suddenly felt the need to leave us. I wondered why she even married me in the first place, if that was what she had been after all this time. The questions swirled around in my head over and over again, and the more I thought about Misaki, the more irritated I got. But getting irritated wasn't going to help Nagisa, who was crying and whimpering in my arms. When I looked down at her, my anger subsided, and I was finally able to calm down. I promised myself that I would do whatever it took to protect Nagisa, and only her. But no matter how motivated I am, it doesn't matter if I don't get any actual work. But if it's just me and Nagisa, then it means that I don't have to worry about wasting any more money on Misaki. That means we'll have less expenses. Maybe I don't have to find a job with such a large salary after all. No, wait, but I've got to think about Nagisa's future. Things are only going to start costing a lot more from now on. I thought carefully about what sort of job I would look for, and came to the conclusion that my first priority was to make sure that we could pay the bills and eat a proper dinner every night. I began looking for a job that offered a lot less than I hoped to earn, and chose to apply for an interview at a company I found online. It mentioned on the website that they were looking for people that could start working as soon as possible because they were short-handed. But I was surprised when I was informed that I had passed the interview on the very same day. I was relieved that I had found a job, but not only was I earning less than I did before, I also had to work for a lot longer. I couldn't find the time to be with Nagisa, and the stress and anxiety of not earning enough only accumulated. I had asked my parents to help out, and was leaving Nagisa with daycare during the day, but I felt that it was important that her dad be there for her, especially now that Misaki was gone. I wanted to be present in her life, and wanted to spend a lot more time with her, but I didn't know what to do. Just when that was troubling me, I ended up being invited out to have dinner with an old friend called Daiki. It's been a long time since we last met, but I don't remember you looking this exhausted, Akito. You okay? Yeah. It's just that balancing work and the chores is really draining me. I've been relying on my parents to watch Nagisa a lot more than I hoped to, but I don't have any idea what to do. Yeah. It's gotta be tough without Misaki. Yeah. She really was a great wife after all. She must have been pretty busy while I was at work. But now she's gone. I just gotta try and find something I can do from home. The only problem is that I don't have any degrees or anything that I can make use of. There's nothing that's just right for me. I get where you're coming from. Hey, you're looking to do some work from home, right? Yeah, I just want some more time with Nagisa, I haven't been able to play with her properly lately. Alright, and how about I find you something? What? Are you really sure about that? Yeah, there's something I've got in mind. It takes getting used to, but I think that you've got the eye for it. If you give it a try, I think that you could earn even more than I am right now. What? Are you talking about that job that you said you've been doing for a while now? That? Yeah, that. I'll be supporting you in the beginning, and I'll teach you some tricks too. I could actually make a lot of money from that, but isn't it a little... Come on. I'll tell you when I think it might be a little difficult. Why don't you just give it a try? Yeah, alright. I'll just try it out for a month. I'll stop if I don't think I can keep it up. After meeting with Daiki, I started working on the job he introduced me to. He would teach me the ropes as I went along, and I managed to get the hang of how to do things on my own. And as time went by, I could see that I was actually getting pretty good results from the work I was doing. By the end of a year, I was earning more than $65,000 a year, and my life completely turned around.
Daddy, let's play.
Sure, what do you want to do? Now I can work from home, and I can have more quality time with Nagisa. It was the perfect job for me. I was really grateful to Daiki for inviting me out that day, and for teaching me the existence of a job that never even crossed my mind when I was job hunting. Time passed, and I had spent 3 years working at the job that Daiki had introduced to me. Everything was going well, when one day... Akito! Some of the guys from college say they want to meet up and have drinks sometime soon. Are you coming? Yeah, sure. That sounds great. Considering everyone's got work and responsibilities, I think it'll end up being a Friday night. You alright with that? You can bring Nagisa along with you if no one's home that night. Nah, it's alright. I can ask my parents. They've been saying that they want to see her recently, so it's perfect timing. They'll be happy to see her, and she can spend the night if we're having drinks. Great, that might be best. She's still pretty small, isn't she? We don't want to keep her up late. Come to think of it, your son's the same age as Nagisa, isn't he? Yeah. How about we set up a playdate on another day? I want Nagisa to meet him. She's super shy, so she doesn't have many friends, and I'm a little worried. Sure thing. We can decide on where to go with the kids another time. Bring the whole family. Thanks. No problem. I'm sort of happy that we can be dad friends like this. I didn't imagine we'd still be this close. You've always been up to the weirdest things. It's kind of strange to think that you're a dad now. It's making me a little nostalgic. Look who's talking. You're the weird one. You were always hyperactive and running around all over the place in school. Yeah, I guess so. It's already 1 o'clock. I've got to get ready. I'll see you later. Yeah, sure. I'll let you know the time and date when everyone's decided. Gotcha. See you. I was looking forward to the promise I had made with Daiki and some friends to go out for drinks. Nagisa, be a good girl and listen to what Grandma and Grandpa tell you to do.
Yeah, I'll be good. Don't worry, Daddy.
Thanks, honey. All right, then. I'm headed out. Mom, Dad, thanks for agreeing to watch Nagisa tonight. Yeah, have fun tonight.
You can leave Nagisa to us, but don't drink too much, Akito. Be careful, okay?
Yeah, I know. All right, I'm going now. See you. I headed to the bar restaurant that Daiki had booked a table for us at, and thought about how long it had been since I met the guys I went to college with as I sat on the train. It really has been a long time. Hey, Akito! Over here! We're over here! Long time no see, Akito! How have you been doing? Yeah, I'm doing pretty well. How about you guys? How's work and life?
Yeah, the usual. Nothing's changed much.
We talked about work and about our families as we drank and swallowed down the beer snacks. Everyone sounded like they were all pretty busy with their current lives. But I was relieved when they all seemed pretty satisfied and were having fun. We were laughing about all of the stupid pranks we got up to when we were in college, and I was having a fun time, when suddenly, a group of women walked into the restaurant, and I noticed a certain individual.
What? You really want to have drinks in this dirty, old bar? You can't be serious. What's the big deal? We don't have enough money to go anywhere fancy. It's fine as long as we can drink, right?
Yeah, it's just this one time. It won't hurt to drink at a place like this once in a while.
Ugh, really?
What? They're being pretty noisy. Oh well, I guess we're being pretty loud too. It's not a bar if there aren't any loud customers. That's all that came to mind when I heard their voices. But when I looked over to the entrance, the red-headed woman came into my vision, and I finally recognized her. Wait, that's... The red-headed woman who was standing in the entrance was the woman who left me and abandoned Nagisa when she was still just 2 years old! Akito? What's up? Huh? Oh, it's nothing. Forget about it. Wait, isn't that Nagi? Shh! Yeah, I know. Chill out. I turned my head away from the entrance and pretended that I didn't see anything. Daiki noticed who I'd been looking at too, and went along with my act by looking down at the food on our table. The two other guys we were with didn't know Misaki, but Daiki had been at our wedding, and he had come to visit us a few times, so he knew what Misaki looked like. Of course, I had also told him everything that had happened when I had lost my job. He knew exactly why I didn't want to talk to her. Hey, what's the matter with you two? What were you just looking at? Did you see someone you knew? Who was it? No, it's nothing. It's really nothing. Right, Daiki? We didn't see anything. Yeah, it's nothing. Don't mind us. Let's keep drinking. Yeah, alright. Luckily for me, Misaki and her friends went to sit at a table on the other side of the restaurant, and it seemed like she hadn't noticed that I was here yet. Everything should be okay if I just keep my head down. I just had to sit still, and it would be over. That's what I thought. Hey, Akito! Chug! But it wasn't going to be easy. One of my friends had drunk too much and suddenly shouted my name loud enough for everyone in the restaurant to hear. Thanks to his sudden outburst, our table became the center of attention, and all eyes were on us. Oh crap, what now? Hey, don't shout like that! Everyone's looking at us!
Hey, aren't you Akito? It is. It's you. Long time no see, huh? What do you mean, It's been a long time since we saw each other, so don't glare at me like that. Aren't you happy to see me?
There's no way I'd ever be happy to see you. If that's all, then go back to your table. I'm not interested in chatting with you, so go away. You're making your friends wait.
What? Don't be so cold, Akito. That's so mean.
What the hell is wrong with her? She better not say that she's forgotten what happened 3 years ago. I can't believe she has the nerve to talk to me like we're friends. I started getting more and more irritated by Misaki's attitude. But because I was with my friends, I made an effort not to let it show on my face. But I didn't know how long I could bear with it until I really lost my temper. What? Akito? You know this beautiful lady? Who is she? Go on, tell us!
Oh, you're so honest. I'm so happy that you think I'm beautiful.
She's nothing to me. She's just a complete stranger. Ignore her.
What? I can't believe you'd say that. It's so cruel of you, Akito.
I don't care what you think. Just hurry up and get back to your table. I'm trying to have a fun night out with my friends. Don't ruin it.
What's the big deal? You can introduce us. You all look pretty handsome, so I'd love to know your name.
Don't look at my friends like that! They're not for you to play around with! I finally lost my temper with Misaki's attitude and ended up yelling at her in the middle of the restaurant. Akito, you okay? What's wrong? Sorry, guys. I'm leaving. I paid for my part of the bill and left the restaurant before anyone could stop me. I didn't like the idea of leaving my friends while Misaki was still hovering around our table, but I felt that I would just make things more uncomfortable for them all if I was still around. I reminded myself to apologize to my friends later and went home feeling frustrated with myself.
What's with him? He was being super rude.
I've never seen Akito that mad before. I wonder what's wrong. Yeah, neither have I. I thought that being rich wouldn't change him, but I guess that anyone would change if they had that kind of money.
What? What do you mean, rich? Is Akito rich now?
Huh? Yeah. I heard that he's earning over 300K these past couple of years. Hey, shut up! What, was I supposed to keep quiet about that? Crap!
Seriously? 300,000? I can't believe he's earning that much. That's amazing.
A few days after I went out for drinks with the guys, I was playing at home with Nagisa when the doorbell rang. Huh? I wonder who that is. I left Nagisa in the living room and got up to answer the door. When I opened it, Misaki was standing outside with a smile spread across her face. Please, leave.
Oh, wait a minute. I haven't even said anything. You can't just send me away the moment you see my face. You're so horrible.
I put all my strength into shutting the door in her face, but I was too late. Misaki slid her leg into the gap and pushed back. She wasn't going to let me close it that easily. Damn it. I should have put a camera on the doorbell. What do you want, Misaki?
I heard from your friends at the restaurant that you become really rich. That's wonderful. You're making over $300,000 a year, aren't you? That's really amazing. I knew that you could do it.
Thanks. What about it?
I just thought that you must have worked really hard to make all that money while I was away and decided that I'll give you another chance. Let's get married again.
What? I seriously don't understand what you're talking about now. Why do I get another chance just because I'm making more money now? Why should I marry you?
What do you mean? The reason you're so successful now is because of me, isn't it? It's all thanks to me.
Seeing the smug look on her face just infuriated me even more. I wasn't going to take any more of her crap. Get out! I don't even want to look at you anymore. I'm not interested in anything you say.
What? Why not?
Why should I remarry you? I divorced you because I didn't want to be with you anymore. You're the one who brought the divorce papers in the first place. You left!
That's not my fault. You were out of a job. What was I supposed to do? I had no choice but to leave. Why can't you understand that?
When we got married, we promised that we would stay together through thick and thin. Couldn't you have thought about helping me get through that?
Help you? Why should I do that? Weren't you happy just having me with you?
What?
And hurry up and let me in already. How long are you going to make me stand here in the corridor? I want to sit down.
There's no way I'm letting you inside my house. Why should I, if I know that you're just here for my money? There's no way I'm getting back together with you, and I'm not interested in being friends with you either.
Don't say that. I'm not here for your money.
Then why did you only decide to come back after hearing how much money I'm making? On top of that, I can't trust you anymore because you left Nagisa at home all on her own when you left us. You neglected her. Get out!
Oh, Nagisa, where is she? What have you done with her? She must be missing me. I want to see her. She'll say that she wants to be with me.
Excuse me? You didn't even think to ask about her until I mentioned her name. It's obvious that you don't care one bit about her. I'm not going to let you meet with her.
What's wrong with you? Give Nagisa back. She's my daughter. She should be with me.
You're not a mother, Misaki. Nagisa's not your daughter anymore. Get out!
No, I'm not leaving.
We've been arguing just inside the front door, but our voices must have gotten loud enough to reach the living room because Nagisa had made her way to the corridor and was watching us.
Daddy, what's wrong? You shouldn't fight. It's bad. Bad, Daddy.
Nagisa, you can't come over here now. Go back to the...
What? But...
Nagisa, it's been so long. I've come to see you. Aren't you happy to see me? You've grown so big, Nagisa.
Hey, leave her alone! Misaki pushed me aside and rushed toward Nagisa. When she was close enough, she yanked Nagisa into a hug. Get away from her!
No, she's my daughter. You can't pull us apart.
Who is this old lady?
What?
No! Let go of me! I don't wanna! She smells bad! Leave me alone!
What?
I guess that's her reply. You can't say she's your daughter if she's forgotten about you. But I can't blame her. It's already been 3 years since you left, and she was only 2 years old at the time. You left at a critical period for her to remember the people around her. It's your own fault. But it's hilarious that your own daughter called you an old lady. She even says you smell bad. You're probably wearing too much perfume.
It's your fault. You raised her into the kind of child that would insult her own mother. What's wrong with you? Can't you tell her off properly?
Don't drop the responsibility on me. It's your own fault. I'm not interested in remarrying you, and I'm not giving up Nagisa. Nagisa's made it clear she doesn't think of you as her mother. Get out! Right now!
What? Why should I? I'm your wife. You can't tell me to leave like that.
We're divorced!
What? Why is she crying? What's wrong with her?
This old lady's scary! Daddy!
Wait, I'm not an old lady. I'm your mommy. Remember me, Nagisa? I'm mommy.
Mommy!
Nagisa, what's the matter? And what are you shouting about, Akito? I came because Nagisa was crying, but I've heard you shouting for a while now. I thought I shouldn't interrupt, but who is this? Who's this, Akito? Were you cheating on me? I can't believe you.
Don't be ridiculous. We are divorced. It's none of your business. But this is my wife. We tied the knot a year ago, and we're happily married.
What? How could you? That doesn't make any sense.
How could I? It's not like everything stopped for us after you left. I met a wonderful woman, fell in love, proposed, and we're currently pregnant. We're making a new family together. If you can't make any sense of it, so be it.
You're the worst. You betrayed me. I thought that you said you would love only me.
You've got a lot of nerve saying that. I filed the divorce papers you left behind, so there's nothing between us anymore. What I do has nothing to do with you. Besides, you've gotten married since you left, haven't you?
Well, that's...
Get out, Misaki! I don't ever want to see you ever again! Leave me and my family alone!
Wait a minute. Akito, please don't say that. That's too cruel of you. I want to be rich too. It's not fair that you get all that money to yourself.
I lost my patience with Misaki and forced her out of the house. But even after I locked the door on her, she continued to wail and sob outside our front door and was making a scene in front of the neighbors. But I didn't leave her out there for too long. I called the police and they removed her just a few minutes later. After that, she seemed to have gotten my phone number from somewhere because I started receiving messages and phone calls at all sorts of times during the day. She was pretty persistent too.
Akito, hear me out. After we got divorced, I remarried the CEO of a company. I thought that he would be able to afford the lifestyle we used to have, but now that company is about to go bankrupt. If he can't pay off the debt his company has, I have to go out and work. Please. Your ex-wife is suffering. Don't you feel anything? Don't you have any sympathy for me? Why won't you save me? Help me, please. If you don't want to get married again, I'll accept that. I don't mind being your mistress. I only need $2,000 every month. That's enough. You're earning over 100 times that. You can afford that. What do you think? Come on, please.
I didn't know what to say to her. I was speechless. So I just ignored her and blocked all of the numbers she tried to contact me with. But Misaki was tenacious. She ended up coming to our house several times after that. And because we would be giving birth in a few months, we decided to move house so we would feel more at ease. We spoke to our lawyer, and he filed for a restraining order on our behalf. After that, we never saw Misaki ever again. We didn't have to worry about her bothering us. I didn't want to meet with Misaki, but I contacted her husband and let her know what had happened. In return, he told me something interesting too. I heard from him that Misaki had been cheating on him with several different men, and had been spending all of his hard-earned money on drinking with strange men at clubs she frequented. Apparently, she'd been seducing other men who had money to get them to spend their money on her too. And he only managed to find that all out when his company started going under. It seems Misaki stopped coming home when he told her how tight things were, and he had hired a private detective to investigate where she had gone. When he gained evidence of her affairs, they were divorced. Misaki's husband demanded compensation for her affairs, as well as demanded that she pay back all the money she had taken from his savings to pay for her nights out with the other men. It turns out that some of the men she had slept with had wives of their own too, and Misaki ended up owing all of those wives compensation as well. She had dug her own grave. I don't know if she disappeared after that, or if she's working herself to the bone to pay that massive debt off, but I couldn't care any less. She's going to pay for what she's done. Thank you so much for helping me. I owe you so much. There's no need to thank me. I'm just glad that I was able to give you a hand. It's also my way of getting back at Misaki after what she's done to the both of us. I feel a lot better now. I'm really grateful for that. I may not have known anything about you and your daughter 3 years ago, but still, I really regret what I did. It's fine. It doesn't bother me anymore. If anything, I've started thinking positively about her leaving. If she didn't, I wouldn't have met the love of my life, and I wouldn't be having another baby. I'm glad to hear that. I hope that I can find a wonderful woman who will actually work through problems with me, just like you were able to. I can't wait to find my own perfect partner. Misaki's ex-husband Seiji turned out to be a pretty great guy, and we hit it off as soon as we met. We've gotten pretty close, so we still go out to have drinks together, even now. He's a little airheaded, but he's a responsible guy who put his company and employees first when they were having financial trouble. That's why I couldn't help but think that he was actually deceived by Misaki into getting married, especially since he knew nothing about me and Nagi-san. So in order to help his company out of going bankrupt, I bought the majority of his company's shares and decided to invest in him and his company. The truth is, I've actually become a professional investor. I thought that it might be a little dangerous when I started working with Daiki, but I'm pretty sure I can trust Seiji with my money. He's an honest guy with a lot of skills, and most of all, I want him to be successful. I want him to become the richest businessman out there, and I want Misaki to regret betraying such a great guy like him. Her way of dumping men as soon as she thinks that they can no longer supply her with tons of money is unforgivable, and I want to teach her a lesson. Call me petty, but I think she should suffer a little. Fortunately for us, Seiji's company was back on track within a year, and his company's figures were rising daily. And around that time, my income had increased too, so I was able to provide my wife and daughter with an even more luxurious lifestyle. I don't know if I'll ever be able to pay Daiki back for finding me this job back then. I owe him a lot, so I can only hope that I do something for him when he needs my help one day.
Daddy, come over here.
Sure, I'll be right there.
Why should I have to smile and chat with men that aren't even rich? What's the point in kissing their asses if I don't get anything out of it? I don't wanna. Why do I have to do this? This is so unfair. I just wanted to live rich and not have to worry about money or work for the rest of my life. Ugh!
Hey, you! Quit whining! Hurry up and get your ass over to where the customer is! He's waiting for you to bring his drinks!
Yes, sir. I was really popular with rich guys, so I thought that I would finally manage to catch a rich husband here. But everything's ruined. I don't have any regular customers. I'm working without rest, so why isn't anything going the way I want it to? I'll never find a rich husband at this rate. And if I can't find a rich husband, I won't be able to pay off my debts. I've got to think of another idea. I should probably give up on finding a husband and try to become someone's mistress.
Next up on the news, MoniRobo's company's latest product, which was only just released 3 weeks ago, has received praise from all over the world. In response to the sensation, the CEO commented that,
What? MoniRobo Company? But I thought that they went bankrupt. Seiji said that he thought that they were going under. I can't believe it. How did he manage to bounce back from that? And he's even managed to become world famous?
Misaki was shocked to hear the news about Seiji's newfound success, and it seems that she regretted having divorced him. But even that wasn't enough to make her realize how mistaken she was.
I know what I can do. All I have to do is invest in the man I want to be with. If I invested all the money I've got into a man that has the potential to be successful, then I'll end up becoming rich. And that way I become a CEO's wife, and I'll show Seiji who the real businessman is. It's the perfect plan.
She found a new boyfriend and began spending all of her money on him and whatever he wanted. However...
Yuta, do you really need that? It cost a lot.
Yeah, of course I need it. One day, I'm going to be a successful guy. Then I gotta look the part, right? This is just a necessary expense.
But I think you bought something pretty similar to that watch just a few months ago. You don't need that many watches, do you?
Trust me, I know what I'm doing. Or are you trying to say that you're doubting my judgment?
Well, no, but he's not working as much as I am, and he's not doing anything at home either. Why does he keep on buying designer items when we can't afford it? It's not like he ever goes out either. Does he really need that many watches? Is he really going to be a successful businessman in the future? Am I just wasting my time? However, Yuta never became a success and ended up disappearing when things became difficult. I was left shouldering even more debt than I had before I started dating him. In the end, I began borrowing money from loan sharks. What? No! Akito! Akito!
Daddy, do you have a cold?
No, it's nothing. Come on, let's get back. Mommy's waiting for us at home.
Yeah.